What if I told you that the newest, most expensive resort in Las Vegas history, a project that cost $3.7 billion, already feels like a ghost town? 67 stories of glass and marble, and yet, on a Saturday night, the Fontainebleau sits half empty. The casino floor is quiet. The pool decks are deserted. And the restaurants, designed for the world's elite, are serving more staff than guests. This was supposed to be the future of luxury Vegas, the property that would redefine what the Strip could be. Instead, less than 2 years after opening, it's become a $3.7 billion warning that the era of bigger, richer, flashier might finally be over. Part 1: The Promise. December 13th, 2023, the grand opening. At the north end of the Strip, the long-delayed Fontainebleau finally opened its doors after nearly 2 decades of false starts. Drawing on the iconic Miami brand, the project boasted 3,644 rooms, 36 restaurants and bars, a 173,000-square-foot casino, high-end shopping, a massive convention hall, and 2 major entertainment venues: Blow Live Theater and LIV Nightclub. At 67 stories, it's the tallest hotel on the Strip, a gleaming blue monolith designed to attract the world's wealthiest gamblers and luxury travelers. It looked unbeatable on paper, but less than 2 years later, the numbers and the mood tell a very different story. Part 2: The reality on the floor. Step inside on any weekend night and you'll notice it immediately. The decor is beautiful but sterile. Marble floors, LED chandeliers, and towering ceilings that echo with silence. You'll find more dealers than players, more staff than guests. Entire restaurant sections sit empty. Retail areas feel like a designer mall after hours. Guests describe it as cold, themeless, and soulless. And that's not just bad luck. It's the result of deep financial, operational, and strategic problems. Part 3: The financial pressure. In the first few months after opening, reports claimed the Fontainebleau was losing up to $400,000 per day. Operating costs, from labor to marketing to utilities, were far outpacing revenue from rooms, gaming, and dining. And by late 2025, things hadn't improved much. Tourism across Las Vegas has cooled off. Fewer visitors, fewer conventions, and less spending overall. That's a brutal environment for a newcomer with a $3.7 billion construction bill and mountainous debt. Even worse, Fontainebleau's strategy targeted only the elite, the high-stakes gamblers, and big spenders. But Vegas doesn't run on billionaires. It runs on everyone else: locals, mid-tier visitors, couples looking for a weekend escape. By ignoring the middle, Fontainebleau created a resort with beautiful spaces and no one to fill them. Part 4: The cracks in the empire. To make matters worse, the resort has struggled internally. In May, 60 table game dealers were laid off to cut labor costs. Several top executives, including the CFO, COO, and CTO, have already left. And on top of that, the property faces a federal investigation into potential money laundering violations.
Regulators are investigating alleged money laundering. Officials say the resort may be issuing credit without necessary.
After regulators found instances of casino credit issued without proper verification. It's a perfect storm of bad optics, layoffs, leadership turnover, and legal trouble, all hitting a brand new $3.7 billion hotel before it's even found its footing. Part 5: The location problem. If you've ever walked the Strip, you know, location is everything. Fontainebleau sits at the far north end, just past Wynn and Encore. And for tourists, that's practically the desert. Foot traffic dries up beyond Encore. Most visitors simply never walk that far. For convention guests, it's even worse, and the nearest major convention hubs are a 20 to 30-minute shuttle ride away. Guests describe feeling isolated, needing Ubers just to reach the action. And that kills what makes Vegas work: spontaneity. People want to step outside their hotel and be in the chaos. At Fontainebleau, you step outside to quiet sidewalks and the hum of traffic from Sahara Avenue. It's not the center of the Strip, it's the edge of it. And in Las Vegas, the edge is death. Part 6. The Mirage of Luxury. Fontainebleau wanted to out-luxury everyone. But what it really built was a palace no one asked for. Rooms start around $379 a night, but by the time you check out, that deal turns into $700, plus once you add a $55 resort fee, $40 parking, $75 early check-in, and $100 view upgrades. A vodka tonic at the lobby bar, $38. Eggs Benedict at breakfast, $47. Want a pool cabana? $800 minimum spend a Haiti on a Tuesday. Even guests who can afford it are starting to say the same thing. It's just not worth it, because luxury isn't just about price, it's about value. And in Vegas right now, people feel like they're being nickel and dimed at every turn. Part 7. The Service Meltdown. In month 3, the numbers collapsed and management panicked. They slashed staff to save money, starting a death spiral that no luxury brand survives. Housekeeping cuts meant hours-long waits for room cleanings. Concierge desks went from 5 employees to 1. The bell desk was eliminated entirely. Guests now haul their own luggage through a billion-dollar lobby. Poolside service runs on skeleton crews. Room service arrives late, wrong, or not at all. Valet waits stretch to half an hour in the desert heat. And behind the scenes, morale has cratered. One employee said, "Why smile when your coworker got fired yesterday?" Turnover has exploded, reportedly around 400% per year. The reviews reflect it. On TripAdvisor, Fontainebleau hovers around 4 out of 5 stars, which looks fine. Until you remember this is supposed to be the newest ultra-luxury resort in Las Vegas. For that category, fine is failure. Part 8. The Technology Trap. Fontainebleau wanted to be the world's first fully digital resort. Instead, it created a technological nightmare. Guests have to download an app just to check in, upload ID, and access their digital room key. The key system fails constantly. People get locked out of rooms at 2 a.m. Phones waving uselessly at smart locks. Want extra towels? Use the app. Need restaurant info? Ask the AI chatbot that recommends places that closed 6 months ago. Even turning off the lights requires navigating a touchscreen menu. The irony? While Fontainebleau chased automation, its competitors doubled down on what Vegas does best: human connection. At Wynn, staff know your name by your second visit. At Aria, hosts remember your favorite wine. Fontainebleau replaced all that with touchscreens and frustration. Part 9. Outgunned by the competition. Fontainebleau is surrounded by some of the best-run resorts in the world: Wynn, Encore, and Resorts World. Wynn operates at 87% occupancy, charging nearly the same rates, but offering decades of perfected service. Encore has loyalty programs and whales who've been coming for years. Even Caesars, despite its struggles, has the massive Caesars Rewards Network. 65 million members who can earn and redeem points across dozens of properties. Fontainebleau? One property, one rewards program. No history. In Vegas, reputation is currency, and Fontainebleau is broke. Part 10. The Money Problem. Behind those marble walls, the math is brutal. The resort carries about $2.8 billion in debt, with interest payments exceeding $20 million a month. Operating costs add another $40 to $45 million monthly. In short, they need roughly $65 million every single month just to keep the lights on. Current revenues? Less than half that. Refinancing is nearly impossible because lenders see the writing on the wall. Credit default swaps on Fontainebleau's debt now price in a high risk of default within 18 months. And suppliers have begun demanding cash upfront, a red flag for any resort. Industry insiders quietly admit bankruptcy isn't off the table. Part 11. The Bigger Picture. The tragedy of Fontainebleau isn't just one property's failure, it's what it represents. Vegas used to be about accessibility, value, and shared excitement. It was the only place where a plumber from Detroit could sit next to a millionaire from Manhattan. Both drinking the same free cocktails, both believing they could win. That magic made Las Vegas unique. But in chasing ultra-wealthy guests and sky-high prices, The city has lost touch with what made it thrive. The Fontainebleau is the most visible symptom, a $3.7 billion monument to miscalculation. The neon still glows, the fountains still dance, but the soul? It's fading. And the Fontainebleau, silent, beautiful, and half-empty, stands as its perfect gravestone.